find yourself talking with different people about religious matters, and you're a Christian, and you're saying, hey, do you believe that truth is absolute? I mean, you got to have some footing here. You can't say that I believe truth is absolute and someone says that I believe that truth is relative, because then anything that you say, just like I remember talking to a young person, I gave him all the evidence why the Bible's true, the resurrection. Of course, we were looking at already scientifically speaking, philosophically speaking, morally speaking, that God exists and that Jesus is God and the miracles he performed, the prophecy he fulfilled. All these things were laying out. I remember him looking at me thinking, man, he's like, man, that's really cool. I didn't know any of that kind of stuff, and that's pretty overwhelming. I said, I know. I said, so what do you think? He says, well, that's cool for you, man, but that's just not my thing. And it was like he was saying that I possess absolute truth because I found it in Jesus, and he agreed with that. But he didn't agree or come to the belief that he himself needed Jesus as his Savior. So I want to share with you an acronym that I came up with. And this is in a lot of my writings, and it's simply the word true. And it stands for transcendent, real, universal, and exclusive. So we're going to use these 4 words to unpack what is true. So the first word is transcendent. That comes from the acronym TRUE. Now see, here's the thing. We don't determine truth. We merely discover it. Isaac Newton didn't determine the laws of gravity. He merely discovered them. He used what was true to uncover more truth. Now, R it stands for real. Now, the thing about truth is that it matches, or we use the word, it corresponds with reality. So we know that 2 opposing views cannot be true at the same time and in the same sense. That's a contradiction. We know that the law of non-contradiction exists. So, for example, as I stated earlier, you can't say that truth is relative and hold to that statement because it's an absolute statement. It actually contradicts what you just said, just like you can't deny truth because you have to affirm it in order to deny it. Those are contradictions. So simply put, when we say that truth is real, it corresponds to reality, it's telling it like it is. When we know that something doesn't match up to what the facts are, we know that someone's lying. But in order to know what's that someone's lying, we have to know a form of truth. Now, U is universal. That means that truth exists for all people, in all times, and in all locations. So whatever is true then is true now and will be true in the future. Like 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4, etc. That's a universal claim. That's a universal truth claim. Truth does not change, even though our opinions about it change. Truth doesn't change. So when you have somebody who says that, well, truth is what works for me, truth is pragmatic, that actually doesn't add up either. I like how G.K. Chesterton put it. He said that man's most pragmatic need is to be something more than a pragmatist. So you can try to live out your own form of truth, but in the end, you're not going to be able to live it. Now, E is exclusive. This means that truth is something that is beyond you and me. It's exclusive to the person who is truth. In this case, it's God. So we can't change truth. We can try to manipulate truth, but that's called deception. We can try to undermine truth, but that doesn't mean that we can overpower truth. Truth permeates all of us. It's undeniable. So listen, even though we're in a culture today where there are so many different views and so many different opinions, the bottom line is that truth is transcendent. It's real. It must correspond to reality. It goes with the facts. It's universal. It applies to all of us, not just to select few. And it's exclusive, meaning that it's not up for sale. So hopefully that helps you. But when we're in this dialogue about truth in a relativistic society, we need bold proclaimers of God's truth in order to win the lost.